Financial planning is so much bigger than money. In a sense, it's a shame we have the word financial at the front, because actually what we're doing is planning. We're life planning. So at Tilney, we think about a holistic approach. We're not thinking about a product or just an investment. We're thinking about what finance means to your life, your social life, and the welfare of your family. Disruption for me is the point in life where something comes along that you didn't want. I like to call it the pressure cooker of financial planning, those points where you have to do something. There's a time scale that's making you deal with it. As people, we never want to plan for the bad stuff because we never think it'll happen to us. It's really important we look at this because if you look at the stats, the chances are at least one of the big problems will happen to someone in your family. So I put them under three names: divorce, dementia, and death, because they really encapsulate the three big issues that face a family. If 1 in 2 are going to get divorced, or you're living in a family where there are maybe children from a previous marriage, you're going to have to settle how you separate your finances. And there's consequences for that as people get older. Which set of children are going to inherit? What happens if you leave money to your second wife? How do your first family feel about these things? It creates a tension in a family that's only going to be exposed after you've gone. And really, is that what you want to leave behind for people? We're all happy that we think we're going to live longer, and we're now sort of expecting it. However, what's really interesting is when I ask somebody how long they think they're going to live, they underpredict. And I think the reason they underpredict is they're sort of avoiding the dementia question. About 1/3 of people will be diagnosed with dementia if they hit age 90. And the chances are most of us will hit age 90. And we know we're all going to die one day, but we all think it, or hope, that it might be falling asleep in your armchair with all your mental faculties, but that isn't what happens to everybody. Dementia is a big burden on the country, it's a big burden on individual pockets, but actually it's a really big burden on families because we want to help and look after our family. But imagine you're 60, looking after your 90-year-old parent at the same time as you're trying to maybe work, look after your children. That's the reality today of dementia. In the past, we used to always think about money only passing to the next generation on death. And that might have worked when we lived to, say, 70, but that's not how old we live to now. We've changed demographics. We're now living into our late 80s and 90s, which means if you're thinking about passing your money down to the next generation, well, they could be 60 or more when they inherit. What is the age that you feel your family most needs help? I think it's the time when your family have got young kids of their own. They're struggling with mortgage payments. They're maybe struggling to manage to get their kids through schooling. We need to be talking to our next generation at 70 to say, do you need the money now? And how do we do this without leaving ourselves poor when we need that long-term care? So a lot of my clients find it very surprising that when we first meet, I don't want to sit there and talk about what they want to do with their money. I want to talk about what their family means to them. I want to talk about what's important in their life. And those are the conversations that open up into how you're going to have this conversation with your children. We don't like those conversations about money. It feels rude, uncomfortable. But if we don't have the conversations about what is right for the next generation, how do they know what your wishes are? So at Tilney, we believe that you should actually have those conversations before the tough times come along. We want you to be confident that your money, your life, and your family will survive after these points of disruption. So if you talk to us when the times are good, we can put in place the plans that need to happen if one of those disruptions enter your life or your family's life. Because if you can make a gift to your next generation and still go off and enjoy yourself and have that world cruise or whatever it is that makes you happy, well, that's a really great outcome because you can feel confident that you've done what's right for not just yourself, but for those people around you. Actually, I see planning as a real way of showing love for all your family members and yourself.